It's my first year as the superintendent of the Boonville School District, but I am a lifelong pirate as I grew up in the Boonville School District community and went to school here my entire life. So I'm really excited to be back and see the direction that our school district is moving towards. We've got a lot of amazing things happening in our district, and we have tremendous students, and we have a dedicated staff, and we have all of those things that combined together just make a fantastic school. Where our struggle though right now is that we need to make sure that we keep it that way and we keep our school district moving in that positive direction. The Board of Education as well as myself have really tried to figure out what it is that we need to do, because we've identified that we have tremendous facility issues, that our facilities aren't what they used to be. So we have a lot of projects slated for the bond and the tax levy issue, and some of the projects that we're looking at for the bond issue, because that can only be used for capital projects, so renovations and repairs to our building, connecting the high school to the career center. And I think not only will that increase possibly participation in high school students participating in BTech classes, because they're not, it doesn't feel like a separate school. It feels as if it's part of the high school day. But it also makes sure that our students aren't having to go outside.
I go to the BTech during towards 7th hour, and a lot of times it's really cold and windy like it is today. And it's just kind of, it makes you feel cold by the time you get to class. And also when it's really, really rainy, it gets your stuff wet, and then you get wet too, which is just kind of a pain. And I think that it would be really helpful if I could get to those BTech classes without having to be in the weather too, because, and also you track water into both buildings, and then it's just not, it makes it harder to keep the buildings clean once you track all that stuff in. And but yeah, I think that's why it would be really good if they were connected instead of just outdoors to get to the BTech.
Priorities that we've identified are improving and making some significant changes to our science labs at the high school, and then also our 8th grade science lab at LSC, which really is non-existent. It's really just a classroom with some tables.
Remodeling the science lab would mean a lot to me personally, because the current science lab that we have here at Boonville is at least 20 or 30 or even 30 years old or even older, which makes it very difficult to learn new concepts when the labs don't work, different implements aren't working like they're supposed to. So getting newer equipment that works all the time, makes it much easier to learn new concepts.
The chemicals back there in the supply closet are very old, so a lot of them don't even work when we're trying to use them for different labs. And there are also, the bottles are so old that contain them that a lot of times the labels on them are faded and we can't really tell exactly what we're using, which is obviously pretty dangerous.
We can't do many experiments or any fun things in this class. There's only a couple outlets in that corner, there's an outlet in that corner, and by his desk, so we can't do anything electrical. There's not a sink to be seen in here, so we can't do anything. Basically, we can't do any experiments. And even along with that, we have one little storage closet, which isn't really even a closet, it's more of a shelf where we can't keep our stuff. And we can't do any experiments, any projects, so we're basically having to do a lot of boring work on paper instead of last year in 7th grade where we got to do a lot of different fun experiments. And then also we have a couple leaks in the roof, which can be kind of frustrating sometimes, and that can be kind of an obstacle for us.
We need to make sure that our students have the facilities and they have the tools that they need in their classrooms to learn.
We do a lot of amazing things here in the art room at LSC. My students work really hard learning how to draw, paint, and work with different mediums, and I want them to be able to show off their work. There's no better confidence booster than for a student to see their work displayed and have others enjoy their work as well. So I feel like here I can build that confidence in a unique way compared to other subjects.
I think as a whole that our community sees that investment, and they know that we need to invest those dollars so that we can continue to have high quality public education.